Well, I was watching some auctions this week and kind of got carried away with a couple things and bought a couple weird little go-karts. So there's a blue one and a red one. When I started watching these things, there was probably like 5 minutes left. They were at like 200 bucks each. And I'm like, they hadn't ran, been sitting, there wasn't much story on them. So I was thought it'd be kind of a fun project to get going, especially for the channel. And these were kind of interesting. I've never really seen this specific kind of go-kart before. They're 250cc, liquid cooled. Supposedly they should do about 45 mile an hour or so. So I started bidding on them, and somebody else was just bidding back and forth with me. We kept going back and forth, and I kind of just got committed to it and ended up winning both of them. So paid $670 a piece for them, so I'm $1340 into the pair. And now it's time to go pay for these things and go pick them up and see if I'm making a huge mistake or not on them. And figure out what to do with them exactly. Well, these are it. About what I expected on them. Maybe a little rougher, but we're gonna figure out what's all wrong with these things. Alrighty. We got them back here at the shop. Tires were kind of flat on them. We put them onto the trailer with a forklift. So yeah, there's a blue one and a red one. So these things, apparently the brand is Kinroad, or Kinroad Racer 250. It's a Chinese company and stuff, but yeah, they're 250cc liquid cooled motor. Looks like a forward and reverse. CVT transmission, pretty typical kind of go-kart setup. Kind of unique that they're a two-seater and they look fairly roomy for what they are. Oh, kind of first impression on them is they were both missing batteries. This one I noticed up underneath here, it's got some cut wires. That's never a good sign. I mean, I expected them, you know, the story they said that they were sitting for a while and everything, which I kind of expected that. And I believe the gas tanks are pretty rusty in them as well. My biggest concern on these would be the wiring harnesses and electronics and stuff. You can't really see, but it does look kind of rusty down inside there. The red one seems to be in a little better shape. The seats seem to be okay. Tires look great on them and everything. Yeah, they've got kind of a whole little instrument dash display on here. I guess they got turn signals and horn and speedometer, and let's see what's that other one there. Yeah, we got a speedometer and water temperature on them. At least the keys are still in it. Well, let's check and see what this oil looks like, if there's oil in it. Hopefully there's no water or anything down in these. I have no idea. Oh, that actually looks really nice and clean still. Oh, let's get that to focus. Yeah, oil's nice and clean on this one, so that's a good sign at least. There's the transmission there, a little forward neutral reverse transmission. Motor, they are liquid cooled. I was kind of curious about this on the head here. I'm not sure if this is a dual overhead cam motor, if these are actually like adjustment for like cam timing, or if maybe this is actually just some adjustment for valve clearance. Maybe that's actually what it is. That would make more sense since there's no little valve cover on this, but I don't know for sure. That's kind of different on the motor. On this red one here, it looks like our intake boot is missing, so our carb is just open there. Which luckily, yeah, this one didn't have any water down in the motor, so I think that they were stored inside, but don't really know that for sure. Like I said, yeah, the carb's open there. So yeah, this one got some weird cut wires on it. Identical one here in blue. Pretty much similar story. This one, I feel like wiring wise might be a little bit worse. Let's see what the oil looks like on this one too. Yeah, that's clean as well, so that's a good sign. Kind of half expecting them to be full of water or something. Transmission lever here seems to shift. Let's see, we're shifting back here. Focus there. Yeah, it's moving a little linkage there, so that's a good sign. Driver's seat's pretty crappy on this one. I actually do have a little razor seat sitting around still, and maybe I'd throw that in this one. We're both missing a left headlight, or right headlight there. Oh, I wonder if like throttle cable's stuck at all on these things. Okay, throttle cable seems to be okay. Not really sure on brakes, can't really tell if that's building pressure or not. Same deal on this one, does have the key on it. Plastics are a little faded, so this one probably sat outside a little longer maybe. Pretty much similar story here, where no battery. We've kind of got, I'm kind of curious what these heavier gauge wires are going to here. Kind of a nice mess of wiring. Looks like we still have the CDI and a couple other components there, but I'm curious if it's even possible to find a wiring diagram for these. What I do find is a lot of this Chinese stuff is a lot of times parts or kind of swap back and forth pretty consistently when it comes to like CDIs and little things like that. Oh, so hopefully it'll be okay to find most of the parts. Yeah, they're liquid cooled, radiator up there, electric fan. I'll pull a gas cap off this one too and see if it looks rusty as well. Yep, probably about the same. Oh, so I'm guessing probably have to let these gas tanks soak in some rust remover. So I guess the real question is, what should I do with these things exactly? And I think they have potential to run again, assuming there's not too many horrible wiring issues on them. The fact that they're liquid cooled is kind of interesting, where you got a radiator set up where, you know, be a pretty good candidate to do like a snowmobile engine swap on one, since you got a radiator set up already. Might be a little difficult to do on this though, considering the way this transmission is set up. I don't know, you could probably possibly eliminate that whole transmission and get a new clutch setup in there off a snowmobile. Don't know if that transmission would take this power of a snowmobile engine, but so I don't know. Well, I guess I'm gonna get the forklift out and get these things unloaded and find a spot for them in the shop right now. But yeah, follow along. Definitely gonna do some follow-ups with this. If you guys got some good ideas what I should do with them, should I fix them the way they are? If you guys know anything about these specific models, let me know if they're actually decent machines or not. Or what kind of motor would you put in one if I can't get these engines going? So yeah, stay tuned. Please subscribe. I got the forklift out. This is my forklift that thinks it's a race car because it's got a razor seat and a bunch of decals. So we'll get these things off of here and find a good spot for them to sit. I just hooked up a battery to this red one real quick just to see what it would do. Let's turn this key on and see what happens. Okay, we got a fan that kicked on, so that's blowing right now. I think we're in neutral, so I should be able to crank it over and see what happens. Yeah, this battery's a little weak. Let me put my jump pack on it quick. All right, jump pack's on. Oh, and it cranks over. Okay. That's a good sign. Oh, we got a horn. We got a right turn signal and a left. Don't know how to shut them off. Okay. Oh, there they go. Now, let's see here. Lights. Oh, we got some lights going. I think for the heck of it, I'm going to give this thing a little shot of some carb cleaner into the carb, and we'll crank it over and see if it happens to pop off and see if we got some spark as well. I just gave it some carb cleaner. We'll give it a little throttle, crank it over and see what it does. Oh, I heard a fire. Well, let me turn my jump pack back on. Okay, it definitely popped off once there. So we got spark. Let's try it one more time. Well, it's got spark. I think this thing might just need the fuel system gone through and it should run. Hopefully the blue one's the same way as well. Okay, stay tuned. I'll have a follow-up video, go a little more in depth into these things and get them running and see how they drive.